A man arrested after a confrontation near Donald Trump's golf club in West Palm Beach, Florida, is now likely to be charged with trying to assassinate the former president. At a court hearing yesterday, a judge ordered Ryan Routh to be held without bail after prosecutors revealed what seemed to be a handwritten confession. Our Scott MacFarlane has more.
To convince a judge to hold Ryan Routh in jail, new details were revealed in court Monday. Prosecutors argued Routh brandished this gun with 11 rounds, including one in the chamber. They say a Secret Service agent spotted Routh's face, then the gun barrel in the bushes near the sixth hole of Trump's South Florida golf course, and opened fire when Routh's gun moved.
He made swift decisions and took a swift action to be able to mitigate that. No shot was fired at the former president.
When police later caught Routh, the feds say they found 6 cell phones, 2 additional license plates, a passport, and directions to Mexico in the car. Months earlier, Routh allegedly left a box with a friend who discovered a handwritten note after Routh's arrest, which said, "Dear world, this was an assassination attempt."
Why was it necessary to put that handwritten note, allegedly written by the defendant, in public?
The federal prosecutors have to persuade the judge to keep this man detained and incarcerated until trial. And it's not enough for them to say, we think that he was trying to assassinate Donald Trump. They actually have to introduce evidence that shows what he was trying to do.
Prosecutors also allege Routh had handwritten notes on Trump's summer schedule and that cell phone records showed Routh near Mar-a-Lago multiple times from mid-August to mid-September.
For now, it's a firearms case. It will not be so for long. Within weeks, the federal prosecutors will expand the list of charges.
Routh is expected back in federal court in Florida on Monday to be formally arraigned. In the meantime, Congress is preparing to pass another $200 million plus to help the Secret Service with its mission of protecting its protectees, including Anne-Marie, the presidential candidates.
All right, we're going to get to that in a second, but let me ask you about what the possible additional charges could be for Routh.
Yeah, for now, it's just a pair of firearms charges, but the prosecutors made clear to get him detained that there was a larger motive here, that he had talked about wanting to be an assassin in that alleged handwritten letter, and that he had all that gear, a loaded semi-automatic rifle, plated armor in a backpack, and that he was near Mar-a-Lago multiple times over the course of a month before he was arrested. They indicated in court on Monday that they were going to seek charges of attempted assassination. There are actually U.S. Code sections about the attempted assassination of public officials. It is quite likely the Department of Justice is going down one of those roads, and those charges could come at the arraignment. They could add the layered charges on Monday in West Palm Beach.
All right, so let's talk about this additional funding for the Secret Service, because it's sort of folded into the short-term funding bill for the government, which usually is a bill that just keeps funding at the existing level. It's just about keeping these departments open so they don't shut down. But the Secret Service has asked for more money than what they're already getting, and that's part of the package. Do we anticipate any challenges?
This is quite something in what is really a boilerplate thing, just to keep the lights on and the doors open. They rarely add extra stuff into a very, very thin stew. But they're asking for this money for Secret Service. I don't hear many objections to them getting it, though some people say maybe we don't throw good money after bad until the Secret Service fixes up its problems. That's not likely to be a hurdle to getting this thing passed. But I'll note this. The legislation also requires the Secret Service to hand over certain amounts of records and certain types of records to Congress as they continue their investigation of what went wrong in Butler, Pennsylvania, July 13th. That type of prescriptive language is also quite rare in a spending bill, but they have put that in there, and it doesn't seem to be a hurdle to getting the thing passed as early as tomorrow in the U.S. House.
Okay, and in general, does this budget short-term funding measure look like it's good to go?
It needs 2/3 of all House members to vote in favor of it. That's higher than the normal threshold, but they're trying to fast-track this thing and get around some of the parliamentary techniques and obstacles Republicans might throw at their own party's bill. But it's on a trajectory towards passage. It has the statements of support of the Democratic leaders of the House and the Senate. It is a Republican-authored bill. It looks good, but there will be a lot of noise between now and the finish line.
But of course, Scott, thank you very much.